I usually start my videos with like a small intro, but I feel like this one's different. Um, it's something I've been going through, so it's like a little bit more serious today. Um, so the past about 4 years, I've been going through a super strong period of isolation and self isolation and like avoidance of everything like my friends are doing, my family's doing, what people in my like community are doing. And I'd say it's gotten a lot stronger over the past 6 months. And really, isolation of myself isn't necessarily something that I don't want, or, something that I do want, really. Like, it's neither of those things. Really, all it is just I haven't had someone to relate to or, talk to in a really long time. In saying that, you know, I'm not trying to put myself up on any type of pedestal, on any type of like higher platform to make myself seem better in any type of way, because if anything, it's that's a really bad thing. Not being able to relate to someone is something you don't just flex about. Really all it is, where I'm from, the people around me think differently. Where I'm from in Georgia, the path to self progression and like progress is very thin. It's the thin road. Like where I'm from, the typical is to just force yourself through school, somehow get through high school barely, you know, immediately go straight to work in a blue collar job, get drunk on weekends, and get high all the time, live paycheck to paycheck, and just watch the Georgia game. And I know a lot of people that went through this, you know? I know a lot of people that used to be friends with me and even, quit high school super early. Like, quitting high school is not a bad thing at all. Like, if that's what you need to do or want to do, that's not a bad thing at all. But the reason they did it is because they didn't care about their life. They didn't care. They wanted to pursue a life of just getting drunk every day, you know? Wanted to pursue a life of just, you know, putting themselves in a situation of just living just to live, if that makes sense. And if you want to do that, that's perfectly okay. It's just I don't see myself that way. And I'm constantly surrounded by that, you know? Constantly surrounded by people that have that mindset. And at times, the path I'm on will be lonely. It will often feel like you're doing all of this for no certain reason. Because, like I said, living that type of life is not bad. It's your life to live. Live it how you want. It's not bad at all. But the thing is, whenever you don't have that mindset and you're surrounded by only that mindset, it gets to you after a while, if that makes sense. It makes you feel like everything you're doing, there isn't like a real reason behind it. But that's not how it is. You shouldn't think of it like that. And it's taken me a long time to realize that. It's taken me a long time to realize that I was the one being dumb. I was the one keeping a very small mindset of my situation. Because while isolation from the world around you makes you feel like an outcast, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Feeling like an outcast isn't a bad thing. It makes you feel like there's something wrong with you, though, in the world that we live in. I'm starting to sound like a Disney Channel edit here. Like, be yourself. You should be yourself, but, sounds corny whenever it's coming from me. A lot of the times I ask, why am I so different from everyone? Why does everyone seem like they have their life figured out and I don't? And that's the biggest question that comes from it. That's the biggest question. Feeling like my life is just not figured out at all. And like everyone's so set on what they want to do after high school, or if they want to, quit high school. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, am I just going to fall into that way of life and just live with it, Like, why am I so different from everyone? But the answer to that is easy. It's so easy. If you feel the same way that I do, it just means that you were born with different values and goals that a lot of people aren't going to be able to see. And again, I'm going to reiterate, saying that you have different goals doesn't mean that, living a different lifestyle and having those goals is any less valuable. Like, the world wouldn't function if we didn't have blue collar workers. The world wouldn't function if we didn't have people who, live that way. Like, some of the best people I know, have completely different values from me. And that's a great thing. I don't really know where I see myself in the future. A lot of the time. I feel like I don't fit in. I don't see myself living super, super long because I just don't get it. I just really don't get it. And that's a difficult thing to try and wrestle with, But what gets me through it is sticking to the absolute fact that loneliness is not the same as being isolated. You can be okay with being by yourself. It doesn't mean my life is bad. Stuff has really turned around for me. And I've been living it up. But on a serious note, like, don't feel like there's something wrong with you if you feel isolated. Because there's not something wrong with you at all. Hopefully this kind of stuck with you guys a little bit, A little bit of a yap session. It's just something I've been dealing with for a while. I thought I'd come on here and share it, But anyways, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate every one of you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.